Stay classy, Golden Eagles. So for this next video, this is part 2 on multiplying mixed numbers by fractions. And this video is actually going to be multiplying two mixed numbers together. So get a piece of paper, get a pencil, hit pause, come back and join me. So go ahead and hit pause. All right, now since you've gotten your materials that you're going to need to practice this problem along with me, I want you to go ahead and set up the problem that I have. Remember, you can always pause it so you can get this set up, okay? I'm trying to keep these videos around 5 minutes because they're easier and quicker for me to upload. So go ahead and set up the mixed number of 2 1/3 times 1 2/5, okay? So here's what I want you to do. The first step, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to have to convert each of these mixed numbers individually into improper fractions. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, the process on this is we multiply the whole number times the denominator, and then we add the numerator. So 2 times 3 plus 1. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, and the denominator stays the same in this situation. So we end up with 7/3 for our first one, and we can double check that. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now we'll do the same process for this one. The whole number times the denominator, so 1 times 5 is 5. Add the numerator, 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. So we end up with 7. And our denominator stays the same for right now from here, which is fifths. So we end up with 7/5. So now we have to multiply across. Multiply the numerator times the numerator and the denominator times the denominator. So using our memory of our multiplication facts, 7 times 7 is, that is absolutely right, Emmy, that is 49. And Miss Haley, what is 3 times 3? You are absolutely correct, that is 15. So our new fraction is 49/15. Now that's a big fraction, one of the biggest ones we've seen. But that doesn't mean that we don't know how to work with this, okay? So here's what we need to do now. So this is the answer to this problem, except it's expressed as a, thank you for everybody saying along with me, an improper fraction. We do not like improper fractions. I do not like things improper, and neither should you. So now we're going to change it into a mixed number. Okay, so we have to set up a division problem. That's my favorite way of doing it, especially when you get into these larger numbers. That's going to be the easiest way to do it, okay? Now, this one's going to be a little difficult, but we can do this together, okay? I actually picked the hardest problem on the activity that you're going to do today, just because, so we can do it together and we can show us how it's done, all right? So, follow along with me. We're going to have 15 on the outside as the divisor, and 49 is going to be inside the division box as the dividend. So let's set that problem up. So 15 is going to be on the outside. 49 is going to be on the inside. Okay? So now we can go through our division process. Now a lot of you guys are thinking, we have not, and we don't really know that much about 15s, but we can work with that, can't we? Okay? So here's what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to focus on just the 4, okay? So what number times 15 gives us 4 or less? All right, 15 times 0 is 0. 15 times 1 is 15, so we have to go with 0. So put your 0 above the 4. Subtract your 0 from your 4. Bring down your 9. So we're at the same places where we started out at. Okay, now we have to go ahead and either skip count or multiply by 15, okay? So I like to think about 15s when you're looking at a clock, okay? So our clocks are split up into 12 sets, okay? And you can talk about like a quarter of an hour being 15 minutes, right? And a half hour being 30 minutes. So 15 times 2 is 15 plus 15, same thing, right? So 15 plus 15, or 15 times 2, as we just talked about, is 30. Now remember, we got to figure out what number times 15 gets us as close to 49 without going over. Remember, we can hit 49. I'll give you a hint, we're not going to hit 49 with multiplying by 15, but we can get really closer. In fact, we can get a lot closer than 30. So let's try 15 times 3. That's the next number up. So set up your problem just like this one. 3 times 5 is 15. So we put the 5, carry the 1. Joshua Braid, what is 3 times 1 plus 1? Thank you very much. Very quick answer. That is 4. So our new one is 45. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I can look at this and know right away that we can't go any higher. Because remember, we can't go over 49. And I can't even add 5 more, let alone multiply by 15 or add another 15. That's already automatically going to get me over 49. So as close as we can get is going to be multiplying by 15 times 3, which is going to get us 45. So the 3 goes above the box next to the 0. We're going to subtract 45 from 49. And we're going to get what, Seamus, when we subtract 45 from 49? You are correct. That is 4. Now, the Mr. Ferguson check. There's nothing left to bring down. Our remainder is significantly smaller than our divisor, so we call that remainder of 4. Now, my number to the left of my remainder is my new whole number, and my remainder is my new numerator. That's a tongue twister. So our final answer should have a whole number of 3, a new numerator of 4. And remember, as we did on the last problem, guys, we have a new denominator now. It's our divisor, and it's what we came up with after we multiplied across. In this case, it is 15. So our answer now to the multiplication problem of 2 1/3 times 1 2/5 is 3 4/15. Stay classy, Golden Eagles. Good luck on the activity next.